Okay folks, I don't know whether many of you saw it the other day. I think a few of you did. I made a video on what they call fatwood, and it's a fire starter that you could actually start a fire in the rain, or if it's wet, or if the wood that you're starting is wet. This will start a fire, but you have to prepare it properly. Now the other day I got it to work. It took 10, 12, maybe 14 strikes of my ferro tool to light it, but it did light. There's a couple of procedures, or one procedure that I didn't do. Now I did the shavings. I also had some shavings of some ordinary wood, which wasn't needed. You add that after it's lit, not to light it, right? What you have to do with this, you have to do what they call scrapings, and that makes all the difference. It's the scrapings that actually get lighted first, then you add the shavings to it, then you can start adding your twigs and wood and whatever. You don't need paper, you don't need anything else, any fire lighters or anything. This is what does it, and I'm going to give you a demonstration of it in a minute. I'm just going to setting things up, and also I'm going to give you a demonstration of this. It's called jute twine. $3 for all that, 75 meters. Now if you take 12 to 18 inches of it, whatever that is in centimeters, 24 I think, something like 24, 30 centimeters of it, and then you flare it out with the back of your knife so it gets nice and fluffy. This light's usually first time, but you've got to be quick because it doesn't give you long to start adding other bits of wood to start. You take the shavings off or the sticks, and then you add them, and then you add the sticks themselves, and then you build the fire. You have to build a fire. Whereas with this fatwood, you get a longer burning time, quite a long time. But you still got to build it once you've got it alight. So I'll be back in a minute, and we'll set everything up, and I'll show you from start to finish how it works. I did some, because I wasn't happy with what I did the other day, although I was sort of happy because I did get it to light. It didn't light quick enough for me, and I couldn't see the point, because I do use a ferro metal. You can use matches, you can use a lighter, you can use whatever you want to light this or this. You can, if you haven't got a ferro metal, don't worry, you don't have to get one. You can still use these. So I went on the internet and I did some research, and I found that the actual scrapings is the secret. And when I say scrapings, I'll see if I can show you some here that I just had a bit of a practice on yesterday. I don't know whether you can see them, but that's just the scrapings. Whereas the shavings are like that. They'll light, but it takes a bit longer to light them, as I found out the other day. And I've got some shavings there. So there's like 3 steps to it: your scrapings, your shavings, your sticks, and then your fuel. All right, I'll bring you back in a minute when everything's set up. Okay, folks, back again. I'll give you a bit of a demonstration on scraping. You use the back of the knife, use that part of the knife, not the blade. You use a blade for shaving, but not for scraping. And all as you do, you've got to put some pressure on. But even if you use a match or a lighter, you still got to do this. It doesn't eliminate this. That's if you don't want to use paper to light it. Could be a bit tedious doing this, but you've also got to get some shavings too. It's getting a bit windy now, so it's going to start blowing things all over the place, I think. So we'll take some shavings and I'll try and keep it a bit short. See, we'll get a few more scrapings. This is what this wood is. It's not the actual wood. It's the resin from the sap from the centre of the tree. When the tree dies, especially if it's stood up, it all falls down out of the tree into a certain spot, and that's how you get this. This is actual resin out of the tree. That's why it's so inflammable. Right, I'm going to call that. We'll just see if we can. And when you've done with your knife, it gets very sticky, so because of the resin. What you have to do then, you have to clean the knife. I use WD-40 or any alcohol based substance just to clean it. Now that should work. Now I'll use my trusty ferro. They use this is an old hacksaw blade apparently, and this causes the sparks like that. So we'll see how many it takes. That was the third time. There we go. Perfect. Now, if I want to go on now, I'll just add more stuff, especially twigs and stuff like that. And see how long that burns for. It burns for quite a while. Now, I'll clean my knife with the WD. Just spray a bit on. Because if it dries on, very hard to get off. So you clean your knife pretty well as soon as you can, and you keep that back edge flat for scraping. There we go, that's that one. Now we'll get onto this one, this jute twine. In the old days, I don't know whether you younger people will know, but the older people like myself will remember the gas lights, and the guy used to go around with a long stick and light the lampposts at night in the streets. This is what he used. It's called you can actually make a long-lasting a long-lasting matchstick with it. So now I'll show you what we do here. We'll get rid of that to one side. It's still burning, it'll burn for a long time. It gives you plenty of time, and even if it's raining it won't go out. I've got to muck my knife up again. I'll have to clean it again, doesn't matter. Because what I'm going to show you now, you get a piece of the jute about that long, and all as you do, if I can show you, is you do that, and you get them little hairs on the jute. So you don't need to have it completely done, we just need to do enough so as you get a little pile. You'll need a fair bit, because you've got to give yourself time to put some wood on, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let you see how this burns. I don't need to start a fire, but this is good for, I suppose, I haven't tried it yet, but I am going to experiment with it. When I do my barbecues with the charcoal, I'm gonna try something. I'll probably use the fatwood to start the charcoal, because you get a longer burn. And I'll probably put a lot more, once I got it lit, I'll probably put a lot more shavings in rather than scrapings. And that's what you're after, them little furry bits. And there you just put it in there like that. And I use the same thing again, my ferro stick, and you put it there. See, first time. And now you start putting little twigs on, get them going, not scrapings, shavings, wood shavings, and then you start building up, and then you put the big sticks on, get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's it, folks. That is how you light a fire, especially if you're camping. And not only does it work, it's good fun. So we'll come back up here and we'll sign off. There you go. Alright, folks, so all as I do with the knife is a bit of WD, don't need much, soon gets it off, stops your knife getting rusty too, and that's all you need. I think that was $20 including postage off internet. You get bigger ones, you get smaller ones, you get one for a key ring, and you know, I think there's some on there for about $11 or $12. I mean, that wasn't dear. The postage was nearly as much as the ferro metal. Right, so that's all from me, and that's all from him. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a like, thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Some do, and that's okay too, because it all counts. It all counts as a view, whether you like it or you don't like it. You viewed it, So if you don't want to give me a view, don't give me a thumbs down, give me a thumbs up. So Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube has some funny ways. People think they're giving you the thumbs down, and they're actually contributing to your channel, so they don't realise that. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I'm not interested in that anyway. Really, as long as they keep it civil and they're not using bad language or anything like that, I don't care what they have to say. They can disagree with me. I'll give them an argument too if they want. But if that's their point of view, I accept that. That's okay. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I don't normally put these kind of videos on YouTube, but I think I'm going to put this one on, and I'll put it on Facebook if I can. It's totally different. I usually just put cooking shows on, but somebody might be interested in this, you know, especially a novice like me. I don't profess to know it all about lighting fires. I'm only demonstrating what I've just learned and see if I can pass it on to some of my friends and my family. If you're ever out in the woods or on a camping site and it's raining or it's been raining and everything's wet, you can still light a fire. You know, obviously, the drier your wood, the better it is, but it can still be done if your wood's wet, you know. And that's good to know, because quite often it can be just drizzling, or it can have rained overnight and it's just not drying out during the day. Everything stays wet. What are you going to do, sit without a fire all day and all night? You've got to light a fire, especially if you're camping. So thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody who's already contributed to my channel. Leave some comments, let me know what you do, let me know if this has been good for you, you know, that you've learned something, that you're interested. If you're not, doesn't matter. Not everybody's interested in lighting fires. I only light fires because I either go camping. Well, I don't go camping much anymore because I can't take Beryl, but I did a lot of camping before Beryl got sick, and I still light fires now for my barbecues and my pizza oven, so I don't have to start using inflammable liquids and things, you know, and fire starters. So if this doesn't get air flame near it, it won't start on fire. But you can feel the stickiness of it. There's different qualities of it too. There's some that are more resin than others, and it's stickier, and it's I can feel the stickiness of that now. So, you know, that I got that from Bunnings, $17 for 1.8 kilos. That's going to last me years, because if you only use a bit like that, they tell you to use 2 sticks, and that's a stick. They tell you to use 2 of them. I can't see the point in that. That's just wasting money and time and effort. When you've got a knife, most people have a knife. That's not a knife, that's a knife. That's a knife. But that's a good knife. I don't use that for rubbing, I use the other one for scraping. And I keep it in my scabbard. And I can't see the point in using 2 of them. And how do you light that? You've got to use paper to light it. So what's the point in having it, you know? The point is, you don't need paper, you don't need any fuel. it does it itself. You just got to know how to do it. I hope I've taught you something. I hope I've opened your eyes to something. I know a lot of my friends do go camping, and a lot of them love sitting around the campfire, singing songs, drinking coffee, drinking beer, and having a damn good time. And I'm so jealous because I can't do it anymore. Not at the moment, but one day, you never know. Anyway, I'll finish there, and I'll thank you once again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you watched it to the end, and I'll catch you in the next one. And as I normally say is bye bye, toodaloo, cheerio, au revoir. As the Aussies say, see you later. And as us Pommies say is ta-ra.